Hello, my friends. I am in the teaching van. I'm about to go in for an elementary school music class, which I'm very excited about. And I had a one-on-one with somebody that was taking the course. And I want to tackle some of the things that we cover in the early portion of the course, but also make it tactical, something that you can take with you at the end of this video and use in your guitar improvisation, your guitar solos, your composition. And recently I've been doing a lot more short form video, right? Some YouTube shorts and Instagram reels and what have you. So I want to do something that's a little bit longer. I'm going to do my best to make this concise and short, but I know I'm not very good at that. So let's just get into it. If I have my A major scale, right? Okay, that's what we're going to focus on for right now. We want to get away from just playing that scale sort of up and down, and we want to be able to play within a chord progression, right? And make it sound melodic and have some music literacy in there rather than just playing up and down the scale. So how we're going to do that is if I have my one chord, my A major chord, right? All major chords and minor chords are triads. They've got 3 notes in them. This A major chord out of my A major key or A major scale, right, is going to have 1s, 3s, and 5s. The 3 notes that make up this one chord are 1s, 3s, 5s. 1s, 3s, 5s, 1s. And we can actually visually see this, right? If I play this bar chord and I'm playing in this position of my A major, the only note that is not physically within this chord is that 3, but everything else is, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, that 5 is, right? If I go 5, 6, 7, that 1 is, 1, 2, 3, that 3 is, 3, 4, 5, that 5 is, and 5, 6, 7, that 1 is. So all I'm doing is counting up the notes, 1 through 7, and then starting over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, starting over again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, starting over again, bringing me up to the 1. So all of the 1s, they're gonna sound really settled. You know, all of the 5s while you're playing over that chord, they're gonna sound pretty stable, right? And then the 3s is gonna give you a little bit more color. So in the course, we have a backing track. We have backing tracks throughout for all 12 of the lessons and even more. But if you have a loop pedal or you have something to record, just play your A major or whatever key you want to do it in. I'm just doing it in A major, right? And just play up and down that scale, stopping on the 3s and the 5s and the 1s and see how they sound within that chord, and then experiment a little bit more. Play the 6s, and you're going to notice that if you sort of play a phrase and end on a 6, it'll want to pull you up to the 1, or it'll want to pull you from the 6 back to the 5 because that's within that chord. You know, if you stop on a 3, it'll want to pull you, or stop on a 4. It'll want to pull you down to the 3. If you stop on a 2, it'll want to pull you back down to the 1, right? And all we're doing is counting up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1. We're just counting up those notes, okay? Take it in little sections. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Just stay right there. Right? End of my 3. End of my 5. End of my 2. That wants to bring me down to the 1. And how we're doing that, we're just staying, in a small pocket of this scale. Just counting up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? If I want to move on, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4. Just do those. 3, 1, right? Just get used to hearing that out and knowing which note you're playing. When you're ending a phrase, is it the 1? Is it the 6? Is it the 7 that wants to pull you really hard up into the 1? And experiment with that. That's going to give you this musical literacy that's going to be really, really important. And don't expect this to be easy right off the bat as far as knowing where you are. Now we're going to move forward. If any part of this video, if you're understanding some of this, and then you want to move forward, and I'm getting to a place where you start to not understand it, just DM below, and I'll help you get there, because I want this video to be constructive, So that would be if we had just one chord, okay? That's how we would play over a 1 chord progression, okay? Which technically wouldn't really be a progression. Now, if I add another chord in there, the 4 chord, the D, my D. Why is that a 4 chord? Well, it's this major bar chord, and its root note is the 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's my 4 chord. Now, I could tell that these 3 notes are different than these 3 notes. Right? They sound different. It's a different chord. So now, instead of just playing over one chord, right, and hitting all those beautiful 1s, 3s, and 5s, when I switch, I now have a new set of notes. It's a major bar chord, which means it's only going to have 3 notes. It's only a triad, right? We're not adding anything extra just yet. So what are those notes? Okay, this is where it might get tricky, and this is where I would want you to DM so you can really, really understand. But all we're going to do is, depending on what the chord is, where it starts, what the root note is. In this case, it's my 4 chord. It follows the same triad formula. What I mean by that is when I'm playing my 1 chord, in this key, I have my 1, skip the 2, my 3, skip the 4, and my 5. That's my triad. Like we said, no matter where it is, all around the neck or just even within that one position of the scale, all of those 1s, 3s, and 5s fit and make up my 1 chord, my A chord. Okay? So when I switch, I have a 1, a 3, a jump, right? 1, skip over the 2, go to the 3, skip over the 4, and go to the 5. 1, 3, 5. I can move that and start that exact same formula on any chord. Watch, if I just move it up to a 2, right? That's my second note, my 2 of the scale. I can build a chord. 2 is minor. Okay, we'll get into why 2 is minor, but how I determine what notes are over that 2 chord is, instead of a 1, a 3, and a 5, I just go 2 to a 4 and a 6. Same. Say all I did was add 1 to each one of those, right? 1, 3, 5. So instead of starting on 1, I'm starting on a 2, but everything moves in that same way. A 2, a 4, and a 6. That pattern can continue. If I have a 3 chord, okay, I'm starting on my 1, 2, 3. 3 is minor, okay? My 3 chord, 3, skip the 4, go to 5, right? Skip the 6 and go to 7. So my 3 is a 3, 5, and a 7. Those are the 3 notes, the triad that makes up my 3 chord. Now my 4, which is what we were working on. 1, 2, 3, 4. If I take that pattern up with me, 4, skip to go to 6, skip, and now we're back at the 1. Right? 4, skip 5, go to 6. Right? Skip 7, we're back at the 1. So, if I play my 1 chord, we have a 1, a 3, and a 5, like we did before. If I go to my 4 chord, I can pull out any 4, any 6, and any 1. Again, that'll fit nicely into that 4 chord. So, if you have the ability, something to record on, right? Doesn't have to be high quality, so just practice. Or if you have a looper pedal, which are fantastic for practicing, play and go nice and slow. 2 measures each, maybe. 2 measures the 1 chord, 2 measures the 4 chord. And when you do that, you're playing over the 1 chord, you play your 1, 3s, and 5s. Playing over the 4 chord, you're going to play your 4s, your 6s, and your 1s. So 1, 4, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That fits over the 4 chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. That fits over my 4 chord. 4 to 6, right? That's my 6. 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. Right? And just get really used to it. Now you have 2 different sets of target notes, right? Not just 1 chord where I'm playing my 1s and 3s and 5s. Now when I go to my 4 chord, my new set of target notes are, yeah, my 1 is in there, right? Yeah, my 1's in there, but my 4s and my 6s. No 3 and no 5 this time. My 1, 4, and 6. Or I usually say 4, 6, and 1 because that's the way that sort of pattern works, you know, because it is my 4 chord. So I do want to technically start on my 4, right? So that's now. Just if you understand that much, we're starting to understand and have a sense of musicality while playing this, rather than just saying, oh, it's an A or it's in A major and I'm just going to riff up and down my A major. Now I have target notes to hit. Is this easy? No, but it will start setting in, I promise you. Now, the formula that we did to find out what 3 notes, what triad we're playing in, depending on which one of these chords we want to start. If you are ready, we're in A major. If I build a chord off of each one of these notes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, 7, I'm just going to leave away for right now. 7 is my minor 7 flat 5, so I'm just going to leave that. But my 1 is major. My 2 is minor. My 3 is minor. So build a chord off of 3. My 4 is major. My 5 is major. And my 6, or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, minor. So I have a 1, a 4, and a 5 are major, if I build a chord off of each one of those. And my 2, my 3, and my 6 are minor. And you could do all of those same patterns. If I had a 1 chord to a 6 chord, all right, my 1, I'm nice and safe there. It's my 1, 3, and 5. I get it. When I go to my 6 chord, what is it? All right, well, if I start on 6, jump. So 6, skip 7, go to 1, right? And skip 2, go to 3. So I have a 6, 1, and 3. Those would be the 3 notes. That's my triad of my 6 chord. So when I'm playing, I got my 6s, my 3s, my 1s, all up and down the scale. So I want you to take that with you. And if you need help with that, just within this A major, feel free, DM me or comment below, right? And we can sort of go through it. If you need ultimate help, we could do a lesson. I could try to get, if you think you're starting to get it, but you need a little bit of push, okay? DM, maybe I could jump on a quick phone lesson, a quick Zoom lesson for free. This basis, even though we're just dealing within the A major, this can go to any major key, any major scale. And then this formula and how we're sort of pinpointing these notes works for any mode as well. So there's a lot here, all right? Take it with you and ask questions, and hopefully you aren't too completely lost with this lesson, okay? It might not be something that you can just watch. We're about to hit 13 minutes. So it might not be something that you can just watch the 13 minutes and get right away. You might need to take some time. You might need to ask me some questions. You might need to ask a friend or a teacher some questions. But I wanted to just give you something that was a little bit tactical to start on some intro to guitar theory. So thank you for sitting through that whole video.